Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Code with Vinay. Today's video is on variable argument functions in Java. Specifically, we'll be using them to calculate the average of a list of numbers. Now, before we dive into the code, let's first talk about what a variable argument function is. In Java, a variable argument function is a method that can accept a variable number of arguments. Like as you can see on your screen, we are calling the calculate average function with 2 arguments. Then we are calling the calculate average function with 3 arguments. And then we are calling the same function, that is calculate average, with 5 arguments. The idea here is that the same function can accept 1, 2, 3 or more arguments. These arguments are passed in as an array, which allows us to work with them in our code. Now let us define the variable argument function, and for that I'll say public static float calculate average, and then we have to accept variable number of argument, and the way to do it is we say float followed by an ellipsis, meaning 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, and then we give the name of our argument. So let's say we call it numbers. So what will happen is that when this function is called, like in the case of first call, the array nums will be of size 2. In the case of second call, the array nums will be of size 3. And in case of the third call, the array nums will be of size 5. Note that within the function, nums is just another array, a float array. Now, let us find the average of all the numbers stored in the array nums. And for that, we need to find the sum. So we'll say float sum is equal to 0f. In order to find the sum of all elements, we need to traverse or read through all the array elements. And for traversing, we'll be using the enhanced for, which we covered a few days ago. If you haven't seen my video on traversing an array using an enhanced for, you will find the link to that video in the description below. So let's do the traversal. We'll say for float num colon nums, and this will allow us to traverse through all the elements. That is, each time the variable num will assume one value of the array nums. So we'll say sum plus equals num, and once we have the sum, we'll go out and we'll say return sum divided by nums dot length. Now before I execute the code, let us do the dry run. For the first case, the answer should be 1.5. For the second case, the answer should be 2.0. And for the third case, the answer should be 3.0. Let's run the code and see what happens. As you can see, our calculate average function works as expected and gives us the average of the numbers we passed in. Another interesting point related with this concept is that you can use this variable argument method syntax of ellipses or 3 dots wherever you are accepting an array argument. For example, here we are passing a string args to main. String args is an array. So what we can do is that instead of saying string box bracket args or string args box bracket, over here also we can say dot dot dot, and this will act like a variable argument method. And in fact, string args is a variable argument method. We discussed this in the last video. I'll share the link to that video also in the description. I'll run this program once again so that you can see that the program is indeed working. And as you can see, the program is working as expected. In conclusion, variable argument functions allows us to write code that can accept a variable number of arguments and work with them in a flexible and efficient way. By using them, we can simplify our code and make it easier to read and maintain. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. See you in the next video. Till then, happy coding. Your feedback is valuable to me. I want to make sure that my videos are clear and helpful. You can follow me on the internet on any one or all of these channels.